response to, in response, I should say, to Mboweni's tweet when he proposed a referendum that it be held to discuss the use of taxpayers' money to bail out state-owned enterprises. Mboweni's comments come just a week after Cosatu's proposal to use money from the PIC to help debt-burdened Eskom. Well, for more on this, Cosatu spokesperson Sizwe Pamla joins us on the line. Mr. Pamla, good morning. Thank you very much for your time. Why is it that it appears you are renewing your calls for the Finance Minister Tito Mboweni to be fired?
Well, President Cyril Ramaphosa at some point needs to look at this for what it is. This is a person who really does not want to be part of the administration. If he really wanted to be part of the administration, he would have been at NETLEC and he would have been making submissions and proposals himself in terms of how to fix the problems instead of tweeting about those things. Firstly, we are not in a game of saving all of the SOEs, as we have said, using workers' money. Our proposal has actually talked about investing in Eskom, and we have said that the workers and the relevant people have to be consulted the same way we do when we consult them regarding issues of wage negotiation and other things. But when you are talking about a referendum, the question is, how are we going to proceed going forward? Are we going to have a referendum over his budget? Because whether he increases the tax or not, be it an income tax or VAT or anything else, we need to be consulted then if that's the style that we're adopting, to say everything has to go through a referendum.
Mr. Pamla.
Consultation are different, but a referendum is just CDA to actually propose. Mr.
Pamla, the Finance Minister is entitled to an opinion. Twitter is not government policy, nor is it ANC policy. Are you not being reckless yourselves as the alliance partner by speaking out in this way just a week before he tables an all-important budget speech?
No, not at all. Now, here is what we're going to struggle with. He's not tweeting about his private life there. He's tweeting about police. He's the Minister of Finance. So when he's on Twitter, he does not take time out and says, I'm Tito Mboweni, the private citizen. He's Tito Mboweni, Finance Minister, about policy issues that we expect to be reflected in. We are conversations and engagement on the very same policy issues. When he's there, he says nothing. When he leaves, he tweets.
Mr. Pamla, your line is slightly bad. I wonder if you could move around and perhaps hold one position if you can. But I've got to ask you this question. Are you suggesting that the Finance Minister doesn't sit at NEDLAC as he should when some of these big decisions or some of these big issues are being discussed? And are you stating, for the record, that Minister Mboweni neglects the official communication lines and he simply takes most of these issues on Twitter where he ought not to communicate such?
Well, what I'm saying is that he sits at NETLAC, but he keeps quiet. He doesn't raise these issues at NETLAC because we have never had this new proposal from him at NETLAC. So I'm saying that when he's at NETLAC, he doesn't say the things that he says on Twitter. And that then becomes a problem because a structure like NETLAC is where we want to hear all views. For an example, as Cosatu, we have issued a call for all role players to actually forward us their own proposals and recommendations. And we have a deadline on the 25th, or on the 21st, because on the 24th to the 26th, we have a CEC. So we have said that we want all individuals, civil society organizations, and other stakeholders to actually forward us their own proposals so that we can engage, because all we want is a solution. If people want to critique the Cosatu document, we have challenged them to do so. And we have said we want to engage with them because the end goal here is that we save the power utility. We fix what is wrong with the economy. The president is looking for an investment around the world, yet we cannot promise people that we have electricity. So we are saying to people, no, if you have any idea, you can go to NETLEC, those who are allowed to go to NETLEC. Have your say there at NETLEC. If you are not one of the organizations that qualify to sit at NETLEC, you can forward us those because we want to table them, engage, and then take those to NETLEC for discussion because we need to have this social compact and conversation.
Mr. Pamla.
The minister has never said any of these things at NETLEC. Now, it then worries us because that is not government position. We have a talk to government. Government, they've made their own inputs, but this is not one of their conditions.
Mr. Pamla, final question to you. Is the Finance Minister Tito Mboweni not expressing pure frustration at what appears to be an irrational ANC-led tripartite alliance? And the reason I ask this question is that government appoints business rescue practitioners at SAA, and it turns around purely because of pressure from organizations like yourself when a decision is made by business rescue practitioners to cut certain routes in order to cut costs. And suddenly the business rescue practitioners are no longer suitable to make such difficult decisions. Is it not out of pure frustration that he is talking this way?
Well, in these situations, Polly, when you are frustrated in your workplace, you always have an option. You can always leave. There's no one who is irreplaceable. If you are frustrated in your workplace, you are unhappy with what you feel you are being subjected to, the solution is there. You can always leave. He can leave. He doesn't have to be a finance minister. We have people who are capable who can actually replace him tomorrow. So if he feels strongly about issues, he doesn't have to be a finance minister. So that is our call to him. We dare him to say he can pack his bags and leave.
All right. Sizwe Pamla, Cosatu spokesperson, talking to us on the line there. And I guess the final word, as you heard it there yourself.